Hi everyone, welcome to my channel Biocatalyst 2021. In this video, we will start with kingdom Protista, where we will study on general characteristics of different organisms of this kingdom and its basic classification. All these organisms are unicellular eukaryotes, that is, they are single-celled organisms and they all are eukaryotic, so they have well-defined nucleus and membrane-bound organelles. These organisms are primarily aquatic, that is, they are found in water. It could be fresh water or brackish water or marine, or it could also be found on some moist rocks. Then these organisms have different locomotory structures like flagella or cilia or even pseudopodia, and some organisms may not be motile even, that is, they might not move. Then the reproduction is asexual and sexual. When it is asexual reproduction, it could be of two types, binary fission or multiple fission. Binary fission is when the cell divides equally into two parts, and multiple fission when one cell divides into multiple cells. If there is sexual reproduction seen, then cell fusion and zygote formation is also noticed. Then these protists are considered as a connecting link between fungi, plants and animals. Why is that? Because this kingdom's boundaries are not well defined. Some organisms may have some characteristics of plants and animals. For example, Euglena has characteristics of both plants and animals. And some organisms may have more characteristics of animals. Some organisms may have more characteristics of fungi. So, there are many organisms which have actually characteristics of two or more groups. So, that is why they form a connecting link. These protists are polyphyletic. Polyphyletic means these organisms which are found in kingdom Protista did not arise from one common ancestor. They developed from more than one ancestral lineage. That is why they are polyphyletic. Monophyletic is when the origin occurs from one common ancestor. Now, these organisms of kingdom Protista can be classified on the basis of nutrition because they have different kinds of nutrition. So, let us study what are the different kinds of nutrition that is found in these organisms. There are three types of nutrition that is found in protist. The first one is autotrophic nutrition, where they are photosynthetic, that is, they contain chlorophyll, and so they can produce their own food. The next one is heterotrophic, where they are dependent on other organisms, living organisms, for their food, and so they are heterotrophic. And saprophytic is when they are dependent on some dead decaying matter for nutrition. Now, let us start with the first one, the photosynthetic protists. They are further divided into three groups. All the photosynthetic protists, they contain chlorophyll, that is why they can prepare their own food, and they are autotrophic. Now, they are of three types. The first one is chrysophyta. Chryso means golden, and these are golden algae. Algae means they have chlorophyll, they can prepare their own food. So, the most common example is diatoms, and we will do all these groups in detail in further videos. The next one is pyrophyta. Pyrophyta, pyro word means fire, and these are fire algae. And why are they so called? Because they emit light. They are all bioluminescent. And the most common example is dinoflagellates. Then the next one is euglenophyta. Example is Euglena. We have already mentioned that Euglena is a connecting link between plants and animals because it has both characteristics. The next one are heterotrophic protists. Heterotrophic protists means they are dependent on other organisms for their nutrition. These are animal-like protists, and they are also called protozoa. So, they are protozoan protists. So, earlier actually protozoa were studied as a separate group, but now all the protozoans, they are into one category of protists, and these protozoans are further classified into four groups on the basis of mode of locomotion. That is, they have different locomotory structures. On that basis, they are divided into four groups. These four groups are Sarcodina, Ciliata, Flagellata and Sporozoa. The first one, that is Sarcodina, is that group where the organisms have pseudopodia as their mode of locomotion. These are also called amoeboid protists, and the most common example is amoeba and entamoeba. The next one is ciliata, where the locomotory structure is cilia. Those are small thread-like structures which are present on the entire body surface, and that is the cell, and the most common example is paramecium. Next is flagellata, where there is one or two, there are whip-like structures present for locomotion. Example is trypanosoma. And the last one is sporozoa. Sporozoa has those organisms which have no locomotory structures. And why is it so? Because these organisms are all endoparasites, so they do not need any locomotory structure. The most common example is Plasmodium. The last kind of protists are saprophytic protists, and all the slime molds are included in saprophytic protists. I hope you have understood what are the general characteristics of kingdom Protista and what is the basic classification. If you like my video, then do subscribe to my channel and share my videos. Do not forget to comment. Thank you.